Grand Rising, living through your vision. Happy Tuesday, January the 7th. 7 days in. Wow. Welcome. Thank you for visiting my channel. Wow. I just love who I am, and I love sharing my journey with you guys. I think it is amazing. Because I learned so much. At first, when I first, started doing this and decided to, put it on YouTube to broaden, you know, my ability to put out the message, I'm like, how am I going to, at first I was questioning, like, how am I going to really have things to say and different things, to express or talk about. And I do recall that my enemy said, it'll come. It'll come naturally. And wow, it really truly does come naturally. Because I never really realized how much, we as individuals and human beings, we go through throughout the day, and we don't really know how those actions and those decisions affect us energetically, vibrationally, emotionally, spiritually. We don't really understand like how it does. And then when you start growing into your awareness, into your consciousness, you start realizing like, wow, oh gosh, I've been doing this for years, and I didn't understand why, I was stagnant in a lot of things until now. I just wanted to put out a random thought with you guys because, we are in the age of change where people are now starting to, become more awakened, becoming to see things a little bit more differently than what we've been taught and how we've been, taught to understand things. And people are starting to become a little bit more aware. Not even a little bit, a lot. A lot of people are now waking up to many different things and realizing that, when Malcolm X was saying that we've been hoodwinked and bamboozled, that was a very, very, very true statement. But at that time, it was at a different level. Primary focus was on racial inequalities. But there was a vast amount of inequalities across the board, just because we're human beings, not even just in race alone, because a lot of people that we are looking at in terms of even back then, we're misguided. We're misguided, and it was just a domino effect that just manifested itself with the energies that carried it. So when you look at things in the past, and we're now like at the end phase of those energies that conceptualize the racism, the slavery, and all of those things, we're now coming out of that phase into a new sense of understanding where, these generation, I don't know, it's not Generation X anymore, it's Generation something. Z, I don't know. Well, these young kids now, the people that are coming after us, are just coming here, just completely bloomed, and in a sense of illumination. They're illuminated in a different type of way. And the expression, the freedom of expression that people used to be afraid to express of themselves are now being expressed. And I personally have always thought that it was a beautiful thing that a person can be their true and authentic self. This video is going to be about you living your truth, and the truth shall set you free. And how to, when you start to become more conscious and aware of who you are, you start looking at the things that are around you a little bit differently. Because for me, what I do is like, I look at my husband, I look at my kids. They are a direct reflection of who I am, because they are constantly within my immediate space. And whatever that I had within me attracted my husband, and whatever I had in me cultivated my kids. So everything that I have within me, that is around me at this particular moment in, in my immediate space, is a reflection of who I am at some level, at some point. I am I can see myself in my kids. I can see myself in my husband. I can see myself in my house. I can see everything that is around me in this immediate moment, in my immediate space, is a reflection of who I am. So if there is something that is exhibited, either my house, like for instance, to give you an example, how the house is a reflection of you. It's like, say for instance, you normally keep your house immaculate, right? And then you start having clothes everywhere, what have you. Well, then that's a reflection of who you are, or how you're feeling internally, because the energetic value has changed, where you had the energy to do all of these things. You felt light and you wanted your atmosphere to be light, but then now all of a sudden you're bogged down with something that is taken away from that energy that you used to allocate to keeping your house immaculate, and now it's starting to let go. You're starting to let go of things, and things are starting to be around the house. So when you start looking at things a little bit differently. And I'm saying all this to say that the truth shall set you free. Whatever is holding you down, bogging you down, we have a sense of looking at relationship, marriages, businesses, jobs, all of these things. And I said in one of my videos that, they teach us to work. They teach us to basically be at a different energetic value of slaves. And we don't understand it, because it seemed like it appears there's an illusionary value that it appears that we are free and we're doing whatever we want to do. But the cultivated mentality is what's really your engine and your motivation to do the things that you are doing, with the illusion that you're free, but in actual reality, you're captive to something. You're held hostage to something by your own thought process. And then when you start to think differently and you start to free yourself from that type of captivity, then you realize that it's just a different way of being a slave, because we take the systematic things that has been placed before us and we think that it's okay because everybody else is doing it, and without really listening to the true value of who we are, and listening to what it is that we want to do. Because sometimes, what has happened would make people more do what is the conformities of the society, is that if you decided that you just wanted to be a painter or an artist, or something that isn't difficult for you, and it's natural for you, and isn't difficult, then you're labeled as lazy because it doesn't bring in a certain amount of money. It's not self-sufficient, it's not self-sustained, and that's not true. If you sit there and allow somebody to tell you that who you are naturally is of no benefit to you, and you're not going to be anything as a result of their perception of what it is that you are naturally, then if you take that belief as truth of your own, then that is what's going to manifest. But if you look at your natural talent of who you are, and you know that this is easy for you and it's effortless for you, and you believe in your talent and you believe in what it is that you want to do, and you realize that your belief is what's going to manifest your success, then you will be successful, because you're not allowing the interpretation of someone else or a society to dictate what you believe about yourself. And that's where I want to say about the truth shall set you free. You have to live in your truth. I mean, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever sexuality you are, if you want to wear a dress, if you want to have whatever it is that you want to do, the freedom of expression, you cannot worry about how somebody else see you, perceive you, or feel about you, because they are their own experiences, and whatever their perception is of you does not dictate or validate who you are. You are the only chief that validates your existence, how you feel, what it is that you want for yourself, what it is that you are free to do, what it is that is effortless to you to do. You are the king, the queen, what you are, the man, the woman of your existence. It's you. And if they feel on the outside of that, feel like, oh, this is wrong, that's their perception. That doesn't have anything to do with the truth of who you are. And what gets really out of what makes it more chaotic is when people believe that their truth and who they are, because it may be more how can I say, people may be more in agreement with it. You may be the minority person that is in the respect of that. But that doesn't make you wrong. That doesn't make you, especially if it's something that you're not doing to hurt anybody. If it's nothing to hurt anybody, there's nothing to cause. It just makes people uncomfortable, and people's level of uncomfort or people level of comfort is not your responsibility. It's up to them to make themselves comfortable. And if being in your presence makes them uncomfortable, then it's their responsibility to make themselves comfortable by removing themselves, but not trying to change who you are naturally, the truth of who you are. So, the truth shall set you free. The truth shall really set you free. If you are in a bad relationship, or if you're in a relationship and you're looking at this person and you're saying, this is not me, this situation, this whole setup is not me. But because now society has said that, the constraints of the constructs of society has says that if you're in a marriage, it's until death do you part. The religious beef, not necessarily beef, but the religious stigma that is associated with that, to give it, that second nod, that emotion, or what have you. It says that you have to be in something that you may not no longer want to be in. You have to look at these things and say, does these things serve me purpose? Does the belief serve me purpose? I can't worry if somebody's going to say, oh, you are a failure. I'm a failure to you, but what really matters is who I am to myself. And if I don't believe that I'm a failure, then I'm not a failure. I'm just who I am until I'm something else, by my own initiative, by my own design, by my own everything that I initiate for myself. So we just got to stop getting out of the thought process of looking at what society deems acceptable, what your mom deems acceptable, your parents deem acceptable, your siblings, your family, your friends deem as acceptable. The only thing that I will say that for me in my journey, as long as I'm not hurting anybody, I'm not intentionally hurting anybody. I'm promoting, in my situation, I'm promoting more love, more peace, more clarity, more sense of understanding of who we are individually, collectively. As long as I'm putting out, good energy, positive energy. If I want to wear my hair in the rainbow colors, if I want to have a freedom of expression to do those things, it's okay. It's okay, because I'm not hurting anyone. Most time people that are hurt is because they have allowed entities to hurt them, and they have basically hurt themselves. And the only time a person can reverse the effects of that is by allowing, the love consciousness, the love energy to start to prevail and to take over. And a lot of people don't understand that love is the answer. That is the answer. The energetic value of love, which is the highest of frequencies, is the answer. To have anything that is below that creates more, the lower you go, the more chaotic it becomes. The higher you go energetically, vibrationally, the more peace you attain. And it's like, you come out of that fear-based sense of understanding. You come out of that negative-based sense of understanding by following the truth of who you are, the truth of who you are. As long as there's nothing telling you to hurt anybody, bring anybody any physical harm or anything like that, the truth of who you are is how you live by. And most people in this world are good people. We're just misguided. And we have cultivated a belief system that goes against who we are naturally, and that makes us uncomfortable. But it's almost like a person that has chronic pain. They become desensitized, or they become immune to it. You know what I'm saying? That, the pain level is, it's there, but, I'm used to it so much that it doesn't affect my, everyday walk, everyday talk, everyday move of life, So that's how, this cycle of this society is that we're used to it. But it does impose a level of being uncomfortable. They always constantly telling you gotta go, you gotta work, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. It shouldn't be that hard. Every time I hear something that say, oh, it's gotta be hard, it's difficult and everything. No, it's not difficult. It's not difficult. And I don't know why I can't remove myself from that thought process that life is not difficult. It's not difficult. It's what you decide to make it for yourself. And if you live in your peace, and if you live in your truth, and you live with less chaos within yourself, not externally, because everybody is their own responsibility. Everybody is their own responsibility. And you are in responsibility of yourself, in my opinion. This is all my opinion. So, if you are, if everything else is like chaotic or whatever, and there's no chaos with you, then you start doing things in your natural sense of who you are, in the energetic raise, because what that's going to do, it's going to make you feel better. Your vibration is going to raise, and then all of the things that you want to attract in your life, the law of attraction, the universal law of attraction, will start to apply to you, and you'll start getting the things that you want, because energetically and vibrationally you are light. You're emitting out positive energy. So that energy doesn't have no choice but to come back to you positively. You're not in any fear of anything. You're in more of the love energy, the love space, than the fear space. There are so many different things that is here, that if we just understood it, it would make our lives so much simpler. But I will say, follow your truth of who you are, whatever that truth is, in good and in kind, because it will free you. The truth shall set you free. That is the truth. That is one of the most absolute truths. I call it absolute, because absolute is absolute. You can't get no higher than absolute. So I call it absolute truth. So the truth shall set you free. And when you understand who you are, what you are, why you are, and you can't worry about somebody else. A lot of what my mantra has been with different people that that are negative in their sense of response and understanding, and they're cultivated, and they're finding it difficult to really come out of that sense of understanding in their decision making of their life, and how they execute things and how they speak to people. I say that's your issue. That's your problem. And I put it back on them, for them to take the responsibility. You're not going to dump this energy on me and just walk away and feel like, oh, I'm empty now, let me go recharge up negatively so I can dump on her again, or dump on somebody else again. That ain't happening. I'm taking all that and I'm pushing it back on you. Whatever it is, you're not going to infiltrate my peace, the truth of who I am. And if you're in a situation like that, where you're constantly around negative people, that's a key note for you to start looking at yourself and changing the values in yourself, and try to move yourself out of negative space into love space, so that so that you can be more conscious and cognitive and aware when people start presenting themselves negatively to you, when you know yourself that you're not in that place anymore. Because then you'll know how to refute it. Then you'll know how to take it out of your space, or leave that space, so that it doesn't infiltrate you or affect you in the way that it's being executed. So I just want people to know that the truth shall set you free. You look at yourself, evaluate yourself. If you are in whatever has cultivated you into your beliefs, you got to ask yourself, if these beliefs are helping me, does it free me, or does it hold me hostage? You understand that? Do I feel like I'm just, in this constricted type of feeling when I'm doing this? It doesn't feel good. Because your soul is telling you, this is not you. This is not you. Come out of the fear factor and find the strength to raise your vibration, so that you can be independent from what is not you. So with that being said, peace and love, everybody. It's a beautiful day in Zamunda. It is 68 degrees and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous, and I am so grateful and so thankful. I just want to say, and I'm going to do a video about it, but gratitude takes you a long way. If you wake up in the morning and you're thankful and you're grateful for everything that has transpired, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, and you are in just gratitude will start to help you and assist you into finding the truth of who you are, so that you can ride that beautiful energetic wave, that pattern, into your everyday life, into the remainder of your life. And then everything just starts to just come down, shine and rain on you. And I want to do a video about rain. I want to do a video about the ocean. I want to do a video about these things that we tend to run away from, that is of so much benefit to us. And when you start getting into this space, I'm telling you, it is amazing. It is a beautiful thing. It is so beautiful. And I'm just so glad. I feel so honored to be able to just share with you guys, how, this experience is changing me for the better in the truth of who I am, the truth of who I am naturally. And it's beautiful. All right, so peace and love, and I love you guys, and it's been a pleasure. If you like this video, please like. If you love the contents, or if you are getting something out of the content that I am providing for this channel, please subscribe. If this video the words that I'm saying can help somebody else, feel free to share it, and also, like I said in my other videos, I am about each one teach one. Place a comment value, because at the end of the day, we're here to be of service to each other, and that's my spiel. All right, so I love you guys, and I shall commence to talk with you guys later. Peace and love, everybody. Bye.